What up, what up? It's your friendly neighborhood Saiforce. Hey, Google Saiforce. Side cable guy. I'm no longer a cable guy. I'm just leaving Starbucks. It's about 5 a.m. in the morning. Just leaving Starbucks. Gotta go to a job that's gonna keep me there for about 14 hours. They can only pay me up to 11. They can keep me by law to 14, and they stick to that law, 14 on the dot, unless I get a tremendous amount of overtime or whatever. But the reason why I'm making this video, I just left Starbucks. They open up at 4 a.m. They have a bathroom, and it's about 3 derelicts there. And when I mean by derelicts, I mean by homeless people. 3 homeless people. And, they kind of, all of them is kind of off their rocker, because this mental illness and homelessness is mental illness is probably the number one reason why so many people are homeless. And, it's like, they're on the top of my prayer list. There's, I'm dying a little inside because I don't have a cure for them. The pharmaceutical industry is part of the problem. In my book, they're part of the problem. And, some people disagree with that, but the pharmaceutical industry and the psychiatric medical industry, they need to fire themselves. They need to rehire new people. They need to fire themselves. You made the situation worse. Before the medical industry, a lot of people don't know, there was a time before the medical industry. It was around the 1930s, 1940s, and the population of homelessness, the population increased, but the population of not homelessness, mental illness was like 3%, 4%. Now it's 35%. Like you're spreading the disease, motherfucker. Before you came into the medical industry, before the psychiatric field was in the medical industry, mental illnesses was at 4 or 5%. I'm changing the figures, I'm sorry. But at max, 4 or 5%. Now it's at 35. It's really at 40. If you count the antidepressants and the ADHD and the ADD, it's really at 40%. And it's people losing their minds left and right. I remember a clinical trial they had. Clinical trial, experimental drug. We'll give you $3,600 to participate, and you don't see those commercials no more, but you see a lot of more people just going crazy. I'm like, for people, for some people say, well, that could have been me. That's because you don't got a game plan. You don't got your head right. You ain't right with the Lord. What the heck? Why would you even say that could have been me, or I could be homeless? Yeah, you can be homeless. Like that guy from The Pursuit of Happiness. He was homeless. He was a single parent, homeless, sleeping in a bathroom, sleeping on the bus. You know what I'm saying? He's a multi-millionaire now. That's what it means by keeping your mind right. My financial educator was homeless at one time. KRS-One was homeless at one time. There's a lot of millionaires that was homeless at one time. It was what was they doing? They wasn't sleeping all day. Tyler Perry was homeless at one time. It wasn't the fact that they was sleeping all day. No, they was like bills or passion. Well, I'm gonna choose my passion. You know what I'm saying? Bills or business. Well, I'm gonna keep going with this business. Sylvester Stallone was dirt poor before Rocky. He written Rocky. Then he wanted to star in Rocky too, because he was an actor. He couldn't find no acting gigs. He wanted to star in Rocky too. They was laughing at first. They was laughing at the fact of Rocky. Then they was laughing at the fact of him starring in it. And now he's an American. That's one of the American classic films, modern day classic films, Rocky, that everybody have parodies about. So please, it's about your financial plan, people. It's about your financial goals. You know what I'm saying? What plan do you have? You know, it's okay to fail. You're supposed to fail until you make it. You don't just you make it the first time. You know, babies just don't come out the mama's stomach sprinting and doing taxes. You know what I'm saying? It's a process. And from every millionaire, from every billionaire, they say fall in love with the process. The process is the hunt for the lion. The process is the hunt. Fall in love with that. If you fall in love with the process, if you just thinking about the money and want to hurry up and get it so you get the money, then you don't respect yourself. And you don't plan for nobody else to respect you either. You know, millennials, I remember when I was their age too. Man, if I could just walk down the street and find a big bag of money. You know, because you're young. Everybody likes you anyway because you're young. You're the center of attention anyway because you're young. So why not be young and have lots of money? You know what I'm saying? But when you older, it's like, man, did I really earn this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have neighbors and friends and family. You know, they all gonna ask me, how did you do it? Oh man, I just walked down the street and tripped over a big bag of money. They don't want to rob you. They don't think you don't deserve it. But you say you earn in stock, business, real estate. Oh, well, teach me how. Oh, I earn in stock, business, and real estate. Well, you're a better person than me. Well, I earn in stock, business, and real estate. You know? They gonna know that shit. Your haters gonna know, even if I steal this shit, he gonna get it back. I might as well just steal it anyway. Yeah, that's where you get the, that's where you get the ADT from. You know what I'm saying? People want to take. I seen this article the other day where, these kids, these young kids, they broke inside a shoe palace of all places. Like, I guess they was just drunk and high and just figured they wanted some new kicks, and instead of getting a job. See, at my job, I could afford Jordans. I could afford like 5 pairs of Jordans every paycheck. 5 pairs every paycheck. My car note might not get paid. My other bills and responsibilities might get paid. But this is the power of just having a job. And a 9-to-5 job is obsolete. People with YouTube channels, they're buying new pairs of Jordans every day. They buying 5 pairs every day. So that's my financial. So I'm gonna lay down my financial goal. And even if I told, those homeless people my financial goals and asked them to adopt it themselves, they still wouldn't. They're not in that mind state. So you still got to be in that mind state. Well, my financial goal is to get a job, and then when I go home, build a business. And when that business becomes successful, invest that money in some new pair of Jordans. No. Invest that money in real estate and stocks. And that's my financial goal. Not to hold money really in the bank, but hold its banks of bricks. That's what somebody said, Maul said on E.T. Hip Hop Preacher podcast and stuff. Check it out. Check that out. I advise you to check out all of them. David Ramsey, Robert Kiyosaki, Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor. They all got programs for you to have a financial plan, like unorthodox. Because if you go to a financial planner today, all they're going to do is say, give me all your money, and I'm a manager for you. You can't do this, you can't do that. Soon as these celebrities, they always talk about how celebrities are, 65% are bankrupt. Wow, 65%. They don't talk about all the predators around them. Oh, you got to go to this guy, this financial advisor. Oh, you got to go to this guy, this financial advisor. You know what I'm saying? None of them say, hey, man, hit that YouTube and get some free advice. None of them is saying that. They said, no. You practice all the time, and we'll handle everything else. And they handle it all in their pockets. Tim Duncan, he's suing his financial advisor for $20 million. No, you're the superstar. You're the one with the 20 million. He ain't got it. Whatever he did with that 20 million is gone, baby. It's gone. Or he's suing them. He may not be suing them for the 20 million, but he lost 20 million of his money. And he thought that, he was supposed to invest in real estate. No one, not your mama, not your daddy, no one, not your wife, not your kids, no one, not your firstborn, not Jesus. No one is going to take care of your money like you will. No one. Everyone is going to spend up your money for their own needs and justify it. And then make you the bad guy. You should have been gave this money to me. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You should have been gave me this money. Yeah, like that. It's like that. Man. Yeah. No one. Get that out your head. Get out your head right now. No one. And that's for the sports athletes. I would suggest you go on YouTube and get you some sound advice. I don't know why people with money and fame don't get them apartment buildings. I have no idea. They don't know. See, I do know why, because they don't know what they're doing. And it's smart. Do not invest if you do not know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, please do not invest. If you don't know who this dude is, don't invest. People was begging Bernie Madoff. People was begging him to take their money because of his so-called financial genius. People was begging him before the crisis, before he lost it all. People was begging him. He was turning down people left and right. He was considered the guru. And he wound up stealing their money. It wound up being a Ponzi scheme. You have to educate yourself. Kobe gets up 4 a.m., 4 to 6. He trains. He rests. During that rest time, he eating and resting. Pick up your phone. Go to the YouTube channel. I know you're doing it. People doing it. LeBron James listen to E.T. the hip hop preacher. E.T. coaches him and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Spoke at their events or help out their team and stuff like that. So people know through social media, man. Look through it. YouTube financial advice. That's for all the sports athletes. That's for all the sports athlete millionaires. But for you regular Joes, same advice. YouTube that shit, man. YouTube it. Financial advice. The Better Man Project. Better Man Project. Boom. It's another one. Evans Michaels. I think his name. Man, YouTube. It's all about character. With your kid, no one could take that away from you. Your character. No one could take that away from you. You can make millions, lose millions, make millions again. No one can take that from you. Oh, my coworker's going to work. Let me go to. Oh, the gate is open too. Man, but to do this, my coworkers, are they planning to do this for another 20 years? Why? Why are they wasting their talent? I know this one lady. She retired. She retired with a couple of apartment buildings and a business. You think her retirement ain't straight? She loving it. She loving it. I need to get busy because I plan to do that within the next 2-3 years and get on. You know what I'm saying? And buy my freedom. This is just a slap in the face for a black man. It's a slap in the face. No wonder so many black males are rebellious. This is a slap in the face. You're born into a world. You're born into a country where first of all, they don't respect you. But second of all, they tell you this history of how you used to be a slave. They don't even tell you the history of how you used to rule the world for 20,000 years. You know what I'm saying? And that's a slap in the face too. Because if blacks ruled the world for the last 20,000 years, then we're at fault to all this. All this is our fault. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The Caucasian rule of the world, you know, all this is our fault, all faults. But they don't even tell you about, you know, our king, our you know, our bloodline, you know, that we're the bloodline of, you know, David, Moses, you know, all these are Africans. David, Moses, oh, they're Middle Eastern. That's your terminology of it. You know what I'm saying? It was all peace and part of Africa back then. They tell you this history that you're a slave, and then you got to go to work as a wage slave. Wage slave. People don't get what I mean by wage slave. I'm not. You work 8 hours a day. That's 130 a day. You sleep the other one. So you really work half of your whole entire day, and you work most of the week, 5 out of 7 days in the week. Instead of in slavery, they paid you food, shelter, and clothing. Now they give you a wage, so you pay for your own food, shelter, and clothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't give you a wage enough for you to not come back. They give you a wage just enough so you can meet those bills, party a little, and come right the F back. You know, so get you a financial plan. You know what I'm saying? Devise it yourself. Do something that makes sense to you, but get you a financial plan. You know, don't go to a financial planner first. Understand your finances first. Then go to a financial planner. Cross-reference with them. If you don't know what to ask, definitely do not go and see them. This is the reason why these sports athletes are bankrupt, because of their financial planner, because of the lifestyle, because of why can't you just get a house in the hood? You don't seem like you made it, huh? Why celebrities gotta hide themselves from the rest of the masses? Because they're gonna eat them alive, because they're superfood. They're considered superfood, you know, and shit like that. A ranch in Texas, a ranch. In Alabama, a ranch. You know, in Mississippi is the same price as a little bitty 1930 house in LA. I mean, I don't know. But for real. You know what I'm saying? Get you a plan. Start studying your money. Start studying money, because that's the name of the game, is money. Start studying it. You know, so anything fast money gonna go fast. Anything that pays hard work, you're gonna keep it forever. You're gonna lose it, keep it, lose it, keep it. You lose it, keep it. If it get lost, hey, you know, what you give to your kids, your inheritance for your kids, is how you think, your character. Because that's going to keep the money. The money itself could be spent. So many people try to liquidate money, have it in their hands, so they can spend it up and have no more. Put it in bricks. Don't put it in banks. Put it in bricks. Buy you a strip mall. Save, invest. Man, Ferrari is not an investment. A mansion is not an investment. It's a big ass liability. Both of them are big ass liabilities. All right, man, I'm gone. I got 10 minutes to get in there. I'm gone. Peace.